As shrewd people in the industry goes, the word shrewd was invented for this man. And I wonder who the hell invented it because it's a very difficult word to spell. It's very annoying. But shrewd, Chris, you certainly are, because Modiphius has been going from strength to strength every year since before I've known you.
Yeah.
How is it going?
Since the beginning.
Yeah. How is it going at the moment for you guys? Because you seem to be incredibly busy.
Yeah, I mean, we've expanded so much in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So when it was me and Rita, my wife, just working out of our basement flat. And I even had the t-shirt company, and we were just doing a bit in the evenings. And then the Acting Cthulhu Kickstarter happened, and that was huge. And so since then, we've just followed the policy of treat people well, be good to our customers, give them great value, give them amazing games, and find cool games to publish, and do as good a job as we can. And we still love what we do. So that the company's grown. We're 26 people now.
Which is...
I worked that out the other day. I was like, what?
Okay, but apart from that, in seriousness, you have actually managed to associate yourself with the right people in the industry and the right contacts, because I mean, personally, I think that getting together with Matt Leacock to do the Thunderbirds game, that was an absolute stroke of genius. How is that going at the moment? What are the plans for the Thunderbirds game?
Well, Thunderbirds has still got a Brains notepad to come, which is lots of all the variant rules the fans have been developing over the last year or so. So we're putting that out as a PDF as one of the last things. It was a kind of an extra stretch goal from another Kickstarter. So we've tended to shoot from other Kickstarters. We tend to do little bonuses for previous projects, and so that's coming out. But it's Thunderbirds is sort of wrapping up probably end of this year. So it's one of the last chances to get it.
You better get it. You better get it.
Probably, end of this year will be the very last. I mean, we're running low on stock and we're not reprinting. So it's got to get in. And it's still a great selling game. I mean, we still do, good numbers every month. But it's the end of the license. So
well, no,
run with it.
And I think I like the idea that it's going to become something called pulpy that people can treasure because there's going to be no more of it. So sort of collector things. So that's great. But the one I'm very interested in, you announced it the year before last?
Yes, it's taken a while.
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda, the board game. Yeah. How is it going? Because I can see already you have some prototypes in here looking beautiful. So how is that coming up?
We've gone through a couple of design versions, as you do with a lot of games. We've been working with DreamWorks on approvals. All the miniatures are done. So we're actually, unlike some Kickstarters, where when we first started, it was like, look, we need the money to make this all happen. Now we've been able to invest. We've got all the designs done. It's a live dice rolling game, so it's real-time action. You're working against a timer, 3-minute clock, basically, for each round of the game. And there's typically 3 rounds. And you're frantically rolling dice to move your heroes around the geomorphic board, depending on the scenario, trying to stop the different minions and the enemy approaching. And you've generally got to save villagers, stop the melon cart rolling out of control, stop Shen launching his cannon, that kind of thing. So we start with the storyline after the first Kung Fu Panda film. Okay. So Tai Lung is still out, he's kind of been defeated, but then he comes back, and you've still got a lot of other enemies out there, and then we're going to work our way through the other expansions for the other films. So the Kickstarter is starting in about 2 weeks, and it's very simple. There's only 2 pledges, and it's going to be very accessible for everyone. So we're really pleased with how it's turned out.
Now, the game, as it was announced, is a cooperative game.
Yeah.
How does the player interaction work within the game? How can they play in teams?
So in some cases you need to work together to defeat some of the enemies. So you can be running around doing your own thing, but certain challenges require multiple players. I don't know if you've played Escape from the Temple. You know that when you get to the crystal challenges, you've often got to all work together to try and clear as many of the crystals as you can. So in the same way, you might have to get through a barrier. The main enemies need multiple players in getting the right symbols to cause wounds or to stop them or bind them. So you do have to work together to get those kind of combinations of symbols.
I presume for the Kickstarter you mentioned that you're going to make it very easy and very accessible, which is a departure for all the Kickstarters you've done, because you've always done very comprehensive and complex Kickstarters. Now, I presume that there are going to be a number of stretch goals to be announced.
We've got them planned out, and there's basically there's the main core game, which is the first film, and we've got 2 expansions for the other 2 films. And then we've got all the masters who are referred to in the various films and shows. So you can also play like Master Ox, etc. So you've got Master Chicken, all the others. So which is really fun. So if you want a break, you can play different characters with different abilities, and then there's going to be all the different villains and creatures from the other games, all the different animals. So you've got gorillas, you've got all sorts of characters. So it's a lot of fun, and then lots of scenarios. But we've kept it very simple. Like there's only going to be 2 pledges: base game and all the expansions. And it's very accessible, like Thunderbirds was. You're not going to be spending hundreds of pounds, and there's no add-ons, so it's
just going to be one for the family, basically.
Yeah. And it's also, it's one big pre-order, and that's it. So
That's okay. Get into Kickstarter. Now, you always at Essen make on Saturday a massive announcement of something new, something super cool to be looking forward to. This is Friday. What are you going to be announcing tomorrow?
It's something that's been very close to my heart for a long time, and it's